In the freezing gusts of January, where the fate of an entire campaign teetered on the brink, a young general, outnumbered and surrounded, would craft a resounding victory that would echo through the ages. This is the story of Napoleon at Rivoli. In the tapestry of European history, few figures stand as colossal as Napoleon Bonaparte. But every legend has its seminal moments, and for Napoleon, the Battle of Rivoli was one such crescendo. The town of Rivoli, poised like an eagle's nest atop its plateau, had a view that spanned miles, making it a military tactician's dream. Control Rivoli, and you controlled the roads, the very lifelines that snaked into the Italian peninsula. This wasn't just about land, it was about power and geopolitical dominance. But for the Austrians, the stakes were even higher. Not far away, their troops were ensnared in a siege at Mantua. A victory at Rivoli would not only secure this strategic jewel, but would also pave the way to relieve their beleaguered brethren. They amassed a force nearly 28,000 strong, banners held high with the hope of a double triumph, Rivoli and Mantua. Against this backdrop, enter Napoleon. Outnumbered but undeterred, with a vision that transcended the immediate battlefield. While many saw a plateau, he saw a chessboard. And on this board, he was the grandmaster. As the Austrian forces approached, their strategy was clear: overpower with sheer numbers and encircle the French. Napoleon, however, had a different game in mind. Understanding that direct confrontation could spell disaster given his smaller force, he leaned into his keen intellect and unparalleled grasp of terrain. Napoleon's first move was one of deception. He sent a small detachment of troops to feign an attack on the Austrian left. This decoy drew a sizable portion of the Austrian forces, dividing their attention and creating vulnerabilities in their formation. He also used the terrain masterfully in this battle. The Adige River that ran south of Rivoli was more than just a water body to Napoleon. He recognized it as a natural barrier. By positioning a segment of his army there, he ensured that any Austrian assault from that direction would be severely hampered, funneling them instead into more direct and predictable assault paths. Napoleon was already a master of rapid troop movement. Recognizing a potential Austrian onslaught on his right, he swiftly redeployed his reserves, bolstering his defenses just in time to repel the Austrian attack. This constant reshuffling kept the Austrians guessing and unable to pinpoint a weakness. But perhaps the most audacious of his moves was the dawn attack. On the morning of January 14th, capitalizing on the fatigue and disarray of the Austrian forces after the previous day's skirmishes, Napoleon ordered a full frontal assault. This surprise move, executed with the rising sun, caught the Austrians off guard, inflicting heavy casualties and sapping their morale. With the Austrian forces reeling and scattered, Napoleon launched his pièce de résistance. He directed a concentrated force at the very heart of the Austrian line, cleaving it in two. This created chaos in the Austrian ranks and signaled the beginning of their end at Rivoli. As the dust settled on the fields of Rivoli, a new chapter was etching itself into the annals of history. The echoes of the battle may have faded on the plateau, but their later reverberations were about to shape the very course of Europe. Not far from Rivoli's strategic plateau, the ancient city of Mantua bore witness to the ripple effects of the battle. For months, Austrian forces had been trapped within its walls, hoping for relief. But with Rivoli's decisive outcome, those hopes were dashed. The beleaguered Austrian troops, sensing the inevitable, soon surrendered to the French onslaught. Mantua, a significant stronghold, had fallen. Rivoli was not just a single battle lost for Austria, it marked a turning point. Their campaign in Italy, once marked by hope and ambition, was now a series of retreats and concessions. The formidable Habsburg force that once prided itself on dominance was now looking for a way out of the Italian quagmire. While Rivoli marked a setback for the Austrians, for Napoleon Bonaparte, it was the jewel in his Italian crown. His strategy, his leadership, and his sheer audacity had led the French to victory against overwhelming odds. From the Alps to the Adriatic, Napoleon's name became synonymous with military genius. Rivoli, among all his Italian triumphs, stood out as the most comprehensive, a testament to his unparalleled tactical prowess. In the shadow of the Alps, on a plateau overlooking the Italian peninsula, a young general had made a statement. It was a proclamation of a changing order. History is punctuated by moments that define eras, and Rivoli was one such defining moment. Its significance goes beyond troop movements and tactical brilliance. It underscores the rise of a legend. Such tales remind us of the sheer power of will, strategy, and the human spirit. If you've been captivated by this slice of history, consider liking this video, sharing your thoughts in the comments, and subscribing for more stories from the annals of time. Until next time, keep the wheels of time turning.